and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nafeesabutu. I'm with
Esther.
So in today's video, I'm going to be doing the part 2 of, well, if you don't know what I'm talking about a month ago, I did a video on my channel talking about the modeling industry in Nigeria because I modeled for like 2 years. So basically I'm doing a part 2 and I asked people on my social media to ask me questions so that I could address it and speak more detailed about it basically. Oh, by the way, Esther and I took really lovely pictures. By the time you see this video, it'll probably be on our social media, so make sure you follow us on Instagram. Period. Or every other social media platform that we use or that will be on the screen. Anyway, so Esther is going to be asking me the questions that I got from my Instagram. I have like 14k followers and only like 3 people asked questions. So I'm guessing
Please participate more when somebody asks a question. Literally doesn't take anything.
Period. Let's get straight into the video.
Have you come across any male models and do you think their experiences differ to yours? So basically the fact that you're female and then males. Those experiences.
Well, of course, I mean, modeling in Nigeria is something that I would highly not recommend. One, I know that I've not even started answering the question, but yeah, I have come across male models because Beth actually signs males and females, and I would say it differs because there aren't a lot of opportunities for models in Nigeria, especially male models. Like I know a couple of people who had to like go to South Africa to work because it had no opportunities. There aren't like enough male brands, like that's what's called male designers, brands. So it's even hard to like get jobs as a guy or a job that pays very well. Most of the time, if you're a male model in Nigeria, you only get to walk or work for fashion shows, and then whereas girls are doing like 12 fashion shows, guys are doing like 3. It's a very terrible ratio. So yeah.
In terms of pay, do they like I'm paying girls more and paying girls more, or it's just like okay?
So my understanding about pay in Nigeria is it doesn't matter your gender, it only matters how big you are. So people that, for instance, that got the opportunity to leave Nigeria, depending on what part of the country you've been to, your pay would be
higher.
Yeah, so basically people that have done Milan Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, by the time they come back to Nigeria, they wouldn't be accepting anything less than 100,000 naira as pay. And that's as in, you're paying me that 100,000. So it should be like maybe 130, so that agency cuts, which 30% at that time. I think it's 35 now or 40, I don't know. But at that time, so that by the time agency takes their 30% off, I'm sitting comfortable with 100,000 in my account. And to some big, cause you get what I mean, to some big models, 100k is nothing. You guys know how it is, or not.
How would you rate your Nigerian modeling experience, like out of the 10? 10 being the highest, of course.
Ratatata, because it's the ghetto, honestly. I think I had it well, considering on how I got into the modeling industry, face of Zara, all of that, I would actually give it a 5 over 10, but I would not recommend it. I would say it was balanced, do you understand? Because like I had passion for it, I had the passion for it. It was nice, it was meh, half and half, so I'll give it a 5 over 10.
Wow. Everybody wants to know this because all of us like amiable. Please don't lie here. But what's your most embarrassing moment in the modeling industry?
Most embarrassing moment, I swear on God, I cannot remember now. I think something that was very shattering for me, I wouldn't say embarrassing, but something that was very sad for me. I'm so shy, and fashion shows, like the auditions, you'd have to like walk, and I don't have any embarrassing moment because I never fell on the shows that I did. Some people did, some people had nip slips, do you understand? Things like that would have been embarrassing for them. I never had one of those, but like during like, I never got picked for a fashion show, which used to like really hurt me because all my friends would get picked because like, oh, that one can walk, that one is taller than me, this one's Instagram account followers is higher than me. That type of pee, because
the modeling industry is toxic.
Period.
I feel like a lot of people have this idea that most or all models are like rude and like standoffish. I don't want to be your friend.
The same way people try to justify drag queens being rude, bullies, and all of that. I just feel like models go through a lot, considering that we're supposed to be confident in our body, in our natural state, in our beauty. We get condemned so quickly and so easily that I feel like,
by those in the modeling industry, or
of
those
course
outside, or both, a mix of both.
No, I think those outside modeling industry actually respect us more than the people that are in like a higher, whatever you call it, that food chain thing.
Wow.
So I wouldn't say models are rude, because I know that there are people that, I said this thing to Esther yesterday, I was like, I know that there are people friendlier than me, but she said I'm not friendly. But my point is, I know models that you can walk up to them. They just don't necessarily, I don't think anyone necessarily looks approachable in this life.
I mean, some people,
It just depends on
that they'll be walking on the road and they're opening their teeth. And in my mind, I'm like, why are
so
people
funny?
smiling?
You don't know that there's a pandemic. But like, my point is, do you understand? I just feel like being a model, like, people will look up to you, but I still feel like they are approachable models, but I'm not one. Please don't approach me, because I really don't even know what to say to people. Do you guys like our matchy outfits?
Ask another question.
DM us and we'll send you the link to the dress.
Do you even remember the shop? Oh, do you still have friends in the modeling industry in Nigeria? And if you do, please tell us their names, so we want to know.
Of course I still have friends. I mean, I would consider them friends. Do I need to list their names?
The person asked for name.
Oh, like, who?
If your name is not called, though,
I'm
don't
kidding
feel bad,
though,
dude.
but like,
Don't
aside
feel bad.
Chidera and Eniola, I don't necessarily know anyone in particular that, for instance, like Hanet was more of my sister than my friend in the modeling industry. Rudy, we worked on Up North, so that's how our friendship grew, not just the modeling industry. So I would just say Eniola and Chidera, honestly speaking. I think other people, like, I saw this thing on Twitter or on the internet where it says normalize calling people acquaintances, colleagues, and all those things. Like, it's not everybody that is your friend. I don't really talk to anybody in the modeling industry. I mean, they took me out of their group chat, so, but it's because I'm in school. No. But then I feel like it was chill because I'm in school and I'm going to be school for a long time, and I really don't know when next Nige is going to see me, and I really don't think I would work, like, except brands reach out to me personally and I do freelance. I don't think I would want to be under an agency, because I feel like I've gotten to the point where I can debate my own rates, you know, like, okay, this is what I want, what is it that you want? I'd rather like create content, do a shoot. I don't mind doing a job, campaign shoot, high fashion, that type of thing, rather than, oh, I'm with an agency, I'm going for a casting. I'm not saying I'm above castings. I really enjoyed going for castings, but I just feel like, considering that YouTube is actually more important to me at the moment, I wouldn't want to do modeling because it's actually the ghetto. It's too ratchet.
Will you ever go back to modeling in Nigeria?
Most likely not. I'll probably do a couple of freelance jobs, but I would rather do YouTube than modeling, because at least I know YouTube's gonna pay me big money if you watch this video and it blows up.
What is one thing, or I mean, you can say more than one, but what is at least one thing you wish you knew before becoming a Nigerian model?
I just wish somebody told me it was the ghetto, because that shit really is, like, you'll be doing slavery for nothing. Like, I just feel like, no offense to anybody, excuse me, I just feel like you do slavery for modeling in general, but then internationally, in general in Nigeria, you understand, you slave and then not get paid for anything worth it. But my point is, I feel like internationally you get paid for that slavery. Do you understand? And I wouldn't even call it slavery when it goes international, but like in Nigeria, yes, and you're looked down upon. Everybody feels and thinks like they're doing you a favor, and I'm just like, we all suffered. Like, everybody wants to do and doing the next person a favor, but I just feel like models don't get paid enough and they don't get treated well.
I feel like this is something you told us. I mean, I'm gonna say viewer. You told us in your last modeling video, and you said, and what was your best look of like all time, your all-time best look?
You guys should go and watch the last video because I think I did show pictures. But It Man Off was my all-time fave because that was like one of my first castings and jobs ever. I loved NIGERIAN. I really still don't know how to pronounce it. Not my first bridal shoot, but my favorite bridal shoots. And I also loved what you call it, Shop Maju shoot, because I feel like Eniola, Barbara, and I think it was three of us. I think her name is Barbara. I'm sorry if I don't remember your name, but we killed that shoot as well, especially Eniola and I. We really killed that shoot. So all time three favorite. Yeah.
Do you feel like you were appreciated as much as you should have been? And did you feel like, oh, somebody else was getting a better hand of it, maybe because of like, I don't know, maybe they were doing, is the nephew of the cousin of the owner of the certain.
Oh no. The only thing that I would complain about is, first I'll complain about myself because I know that half of the opportunities I lost was because of lack of confidence, and I would always admit it, and I still try to work on myself even with my YouTube in terms of confidence. But what I would also point out is I did not like the fact that it seemed like some people were getting jobs because they were Lagos people and their faces were what you call it, like you go to a casting and then a casting director knows this person's face. So even if they know what class year, it's like, oh, you've improved. Like, I get it. This was my first, like, I think I did only 2 years, and I remember somebody saying she had been coming for this castings for 3 years and she didn't get picked, and I was beating myself up because I knew that, oh, I was lacking confidence. But I didn't want to hear, oh, you have to. I didn't mind failing. What I didn't want to hear was, oh, you have to keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again to get picked. It's like, I don't want to do 3 years because you did 3 years. I can't get picked.
Why can't I get picked the first time?
But then I know that my height was also something, and even if people I was taller than got to do like fashion shows, I really wanted to do fashion shows. It's because they had been in the industry for like 3 years, 5 years, and this was my first or second year, so I get that. So I really am not so pained because I know that half of it was like my own doing. So
I say your height, I don't mean because I'm just short in general.
No, actually,
but your height
apparently
I'm
but apparently I'm short for the modeling industry, so I had to take it home. I mean, there are not that many models that are my height internationally, aside Hailey Bieber, Kate Moss. I don't remember the rest of the other people's names, because apparently Bella Hadid is an inch taller than me, because I think I'm 5'8". Sometimes they tell me I'm 5'7". I really don't know, but then in modeling industry you have to be at least 5'9". So apparently that's my shortcoming. So
would you recommend modeling in Nigeria to anyone?
No, it is the ghetto. So no, but you should try it though. Like, if you have a passion for it, I just feel like there are just some things that you have to experience it to understand it, and I feel like modeling is one of those things. Somebody else could appreciate it. I mean, there are people who got signed internationally. Do you understand? So my story is not your story. YouTube is my life, maybe.
Makes sense.
Okay guys, so we've come to the end of another amazing video. I'm actually so happy about the questions. I mean, I'm glad that Esther asked them because she just made them sound more interesting. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. Oh, of course. Don't forget to click on the notification bell so you actually know when I post. I post once a week, every Sunday. I'm trying to make that my posting time. So I hope that works with you guys. Sunday evenings. I feel like everyone is free that day. And follow us on our social media. I also have this really interesting video next week Sunday.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Make sure you guys, I'm going to ask you guys to send in questions on my Instagram, so make sure to follow me on there so you can send in questions. It's actually going to be so interesting. I'm going to be featuring a friend,
not me,
not Esther.
Don't worry.
And it's actually going to be really interesting, guys, so make sure you stay tuned. Thank you for watching this video. I love you guys, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.